Ladies and gents, welcome to some community game action. We've got 8 players. We've got a very big map. It looks really cool. I am kind of curious, though, what the definition of an island is. Because we're using a version of the map. It's hyper-random, no islands. So, according to the map script, some of this does not count as an island, I suppose. To me, it does actually seem as though 3 players, well, they all are on a separate island. And there is a lot of water. But I guess in Matthew's case here in the purple, Matthew playing as the Japanese, Matthew has his own island. So that's kind of fun, right? Like, some players are sharing this big space over here. We'll see how they manage that. The others have their own little space. So again, here we've got Matthew. Matthew's waddling around with his king there. In the blue, we have Mu Dang playing as the Wei. In the red, we have Basserman playing as the Malians. In the green, we've got Crackers playing as the Poles. Now, Basserman, Crackers, been around a while on the same island. Wonder if there will be a little bit of an alliance there. We'll see. And then the other 4 are on their own islands. We've got Salitnor here in the yellow playing as the Dravidians. In the orange, we have Sleep playing as the Portuguese. In the gray, we have Def Vader playing as the Goths. And then in the teal, we have Jimbo Cups. I think this is their first community game playing as the Mongols. Also seeing someone ask, like, how do you get into these games? If you're here while we're doing it live on a Friday, it's all explained right before we do a game. You just need to be in our Discord server. Jimbo, first community game. First community game. Jimbo! Jimbo! See, it's okay, guys. It doesn't matter what your elo is. It doesn't matter if your villagers die. You still can contribute to community games. They all started with a hero here. So this is Kushluk here. That's a very strong unit, and it will regenerate as well. I think they all should have one, though I have to double check. Usually, they would all start with one, if one person gets it. And I actually was a little bit concerned about the terrain on the shorelines, because normally this stone could indicate you can't build. So I'm wondering if that is the case. You see these docks, guys? This makes me think that they can't dock if it's not the crossing terrain. Which makes this game really, really unique. Like, if you can't dock on most of the shoreline, Navy might not be near as strong, even though there's a lot of water. Sleep says, hey, sorry, what were you saying? Chat disappeared. Vader says, nothing, want to be friends. And Crackers goes to the others and says, are we friends? And Salitnor is saying only to you, Green, we're really close. They all want to form friendships. Now, there is one player who has not allied anybody yet. That would be Matthew. Matthew, we're all looking at you right now, wondering if you will follow rule number 1 of community games. And, Basserman just tried to do a whisper? Like this is Twitch chat or something? And that just went to everybody. He says, whisper Crackers, of course, and always. So that was not a whisper. That was a shout, bro. Everybody just saw that you were going to be friends with him forever. So, yeah, that could end up haunting him later on. Now, how many resources are on the map? We've got 500k wood, which is not a lot by community game standards. Yes. We do have lots of food, mainly because of the fish. But look at the gold, guys. There is more gold on this map than wood. The thing about hyper-random is the amount of gold on each tile will be different. So instead of 800, this is like 1,200 gold per tile. This is 1,000 gold per tile. That's 600 gold per tile. And that'll vary around the map, but there's just a lot of gold, right? These outer islands are actually hugely important. And what's fun is they don't even know about the outer islands. So they're going to have to get there. But how are they going to find it if they can only dock the crossings? Again, I'm still not sure, but typically this rock terrain means you cannot build on it. But I think if you have that marsh terrain, it lets you for some reason. Just the fact that these two docked here. Maybe I'm wrong, though, because Salitnor's dock is kind of 50-50. Death Vader says, hey, Jimbo, looks like we are neighbors. And Jimbo says, friends, please, I need friend. Okay. Yes. So he needs friends. Don't we all? And being friends with Death Vader would be very good. Now, I've already noticed Death Vader's Diplo. Very active. He played in Regicide Rumble. Maybe looked back and thought he needed to be a little bit chattier earlier. He was fairly chatty there. But I'm seeing a tick up in overall chat there. Death Vader says we control Panda Rock. Is Panda Rock in the script here? They added something called Panda Rock. Oh my goodness! Bro, they're so adorable. If this was real life, I might just go up there and give one of those a hug. And then I think I would promptly die. Look, he just fell down! I never actually saw this before. Look, this guy's chewing on bamboo. That one climbs up. Oh my, he just jumps down. Walking around now. Okay, there he goes. The other one's taking a nap. This is cute, dude. Now, don't go... I know this looks cute, but I would not suggest going to hug a panda as I suggested. I think you would probably get killed. They're apparently very... Oh, he fell down again. We got a very klutzy panda. And then we got a very sleepy panda. And then we have a very hungry panda. So we have all the variety of pandas. I'm guessing this is the same cycle. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've run out of things I can say on Panda Rock, but I think that's pretty cool. And you don't see that in AoE 2 that frequently, so... That's cool. Are there multiple areas with Panda Rock? If there's multiple areas of Panda Rock, that would make it less exciting. But if there is one single Panda Rock, that would be kind of fun. You can't do anything with it, by the way. It just looks cool. I think that is the only one. Yeah. Seems like it's the only one. And Death Vader is trying to unite those around Panda Rock to be together forever, which is a nice little way to add some spice to the game. Okay, someone says T90 check Orange's dock. Okay, well then I was just very deceived by the other docks. I was wrong. So Orange docked on the outside. I just kind of assumed because there was no other docks, and like this, like what are the odds that 3 people dock on the crossing? Ah, okay, but there's a yellow dock here too. Okay, so you can dock everywhere. If that's the case, especially with these islands on the outside, I think actually going Navy and Wondering in the corner could be really strong here. This is a crazy big map. Look at this. It feels bigger than a normal map. But they don't really know about any of that yet. Like, you can see Matthew. Okay, Matthew found a shoreline here. And Orange has scouted some of this with a turkey. And, oh, Chad is finding more Panda Rocks. Okay, so there's more Panda Rocks. Is it the same thing? Yeah, it's the same. Panda Rock looks the same each time. So there's not like Panda Rock 1 and Panda Rock 2. He's gonna fall? Oh! The other one jumps. The other one's like, come on, bro. Now, you can't eat the pandas. You also can't, like, mine from the rock. It's just a cool graphics thing. But very attentive, guys, to notice where Panda Rocks are. Where would I be without you? That's cool, though. They also added new trees to the game. The trees kind of look cool. What type of tree is this? It's an Asian pine. I think there's also another type of... a couple of different Asian trees. One is very purpley. I forget what it is. Even the lush bamboo looking pretty good. You should put some lush bamboos next to the Panda Rock. See if they'll eat that. Gonna turn off the market events. We've obviously missed some chat because we're talking about pandas. My bad. But yeah, do kind of want to reiterate this because we talked about it when I was before this game. But just want to say thanks, everybody. Been feeling... have another wave of emotional thankfulness today. So... if you know me, you know that tends to happen every now and then. I appreciate you guys. Oh, Selenor's sending resources to Death Vader right now. Now, that's interesting because Vader is kind of like potentially target number 1. He is the strongest player in the game. I don't know what's happening here with the Kush looks. Did Purple use a follow command? Normally, if you use follow... you're not following so closely. You're following a tile or 2 behind. I guess they'll never catch the other because they have the same speed. But that purple one is on its tail right there. Nelson, I can't record that video for a couple days yet. We have 2 people who help with the editing. One does the thumbnails, and then one does like the editing of the videos. So currently... Thumbnailer is on vacation. So I haven't had any interest in editing. I got to get some editing on Monday, and I might include that in my list of things to do on Monday, and then we should be good to go this upcoming week. But I like to record my thoughts. There's a lot of things there. I also am trying to see, I don't know if this is possible, but the fact that it came out within the, 4 days I was away with family was kind of brutal. I'm trying to find out if I can get a little bit more of a heads up on when these things are happening, so I never miss making videos on upcoming patches and information, so. Willow trees on the shoreline look very nice here. And Salanor in the shade of them is going to place a TC out here. Now, guys, if you keep your king in the middle, there can be explosions from other kings that kill you. There can be armies that kill you. There's so much potential. If you move your king over here, you are really safe. Gray is over here as well. I think that's a really good move. And man, I maybe need to get some caffeine going here because it's tough, man. There's so much chatting here. Jimbo says more the merrier. He would love to join in on Panda Rock. Def Vader says, okay. To Crackers, who says, I will try and get red to attack blue and support him. Well, I don't know what Moo Dang did. But Basterman and Moo Dang are talking to each other right now. T90, do the king explosions kill the pandas? I don't think it would kill the pandas. I think it would take out trees. But considering it doesn't take out, other, rocks, I don't think it would. The pandas should probably be fine. They might be a little bit radioactive. But I think other than that, you're fine. Sleep says, Salatnor, do you want to team up with Gray, Green, and me? There seems to be a team of 4 or 5 forming surrounding the southern island. And Green seems interested in joining them, which is kind of a good call. This happens a lot, right? You have 2 or 3 people who aren't as chatty, who don't immediately take part in these discussions, and then they get killed off as the first targets. So Matthew's score is also pretty high. That could actually be rough for him. Matthew has not been chatty. And Blue has only been chatty to Red, which is not a bad thing, but you might want to chat to Matthew as well. Basserman says to Purple now, what do you think of Blue so far? And I don't think Matthew's going to respond here. That's an issue. Matthew's not responding. Matthew might not be on a team because I think that Jimbo's going to be more inclined. This is his first community game. He's 900 elo. He's going to be way more inclined to just stay with Gray for at least the time being, so he doesn't die first. And okay, here's the first chat from Matthew. He says, 1 to team. Sorry, I am bad at looking at chat if you reached out before. Now, I think he did the chat trick where he could chat to everyone without it showing it chats to everyone because they're all going back to him now, thinking that they were the only ones that received the message. Jimbo says yes. Moodang says yes. I think Red's plotting against me. Gray says sure. Orange says yes. Basterman says yes. Everybody wants to team. And Moodang says he's going to team with Green since they're together on that island. Well, Blue, I don't know what exactly he read, but he would be correct. Crackers is already talking about how he's trying to convince Red to attack Blue. So Blue maybe needs to be on an island ASAP. So if that attack happens, the king can at least survive. Fuzzy Peaches says, T90, what do you think of the wild animal changes in the upcoming patch? I have to look at the specifics of it. I don't, necessarily hate it. But I would have to... I'd probably get a feel for it. The one thing I absolutely hate that could potentially come in the next patch, and I really hope they don't push it. By the way, they're eating horses here. Thank you, Hyper Random. You can have horse meat in Hyper Random. Today I learned. I hate that if you kill an animal with military units or TCs, you can just eat it. I think it's stupid. The only way anyone should ever take a boar is just kill it with their TC. It removes, one of the rare complexities of Dark Age and, a nice little... There's, all these little tricks and all these little things you can do. People are going to be less inclined to go for drushes. I think it just removes strategy potential and gameplay potential and doesn't add anything in return. So... I would like that to not come into the patch. So we'll see. You guys want to hear an interesting story about horse? So I was in France, one of the Red Bull events. So for those that like remember or like follow any aspect of my personal life that I post out there, I proposed to my fiance at a Red Bull event in Heidelberg. Okay, and the way that Heidelberg event was structured with Red Bull was it was like 4 or 5 days, and then a 4-day break, and then like 2 to 3 days. So I basically had time off. So I proposed to her. She said yes. And then we had a day or two of working and then 4 days off. And so we went to France and we went to Switzerland in that time, which was very nice. It was a very good little vacation right before getting back to work. Well, I have really challenged myself if I go to a new area to try something different. I don't want to be that American, you know, who just, you know, is like, oh, they don't have, their burgers suck here, you know, in Switzerland. Like, bro, don't have burgers in Switzerland. So I wanted to try something new everywhere I went. And I translated this menu in France, and it was horse. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, never eaten horse before. And my review of it is, it was pretty solid, actually. It was pretty solid. I don't know how it was said in French, but afterwards, I was like, I might not eat horse again, but I had it now, you know? Just like when I was in Australia, the very first thing I ate was actually kangaroo at a restaurant. I don't know how common eating horse is in France. So, after we get back, we're having a dinner with Riley, who Riley was the host of the event, good friend of mine now, and his then girlfriend. I think they're engaged now. And I didn't know that she was like a horse trainer, or I didn't remember. According to my partner, she was like, she told us that. So they're like, how was the trip? What'd you do? How was the food, you know? And here comes stupid ass T90. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, the one thing I had, and then I get like a really sharp elbow to my ribs, dude. Like, damn, dude, like, my fiance was so fast. Bam! Like, sharp little rib shot. And I kind of like, whoa, you know, and I think it was obvious because I reacted. I was stunned. But I didn't say it because I could tell she didn't want me to say it. And then later we're like asking about their lives. And we're like, how's work and such? And I'm like, what do you do again? And she's like, I'm a horse trainer. And I was like, oh, crap. Crap. And she was talking about how much she loves her horses and how they're, you know, she's like so passionate about it. And I was like, I was sitting there like, man, actually, that tasted pretty good. I really wanted to be like, have you ever tried one? You know? So yeah, I don't know how I guess we got on this topic because horses were being eaten here, but funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. Salat Nord, talking to Basserman now, which is kind of like across the way, not too far, but they're trying to sort out their teams. I love the amount of trade from Sleep on Water. I've been looking at this, and that is such a key way to trade, and I think everyone's going to have to do it. So again, Navy is just so important, man. I always think it's funny when I go off on a little story like that. Like, these players might scheme up things they want to say and do in a game. And as they're typing, they're probably like, oh, man, T90's laughing so hard right now. Or, oh, man, Twitch chat is smiling so much at these comments. And then they rewatch it later, and we were not focused on it in the slightest. So, my bad, guys. But Salanor's trying to form a team that isn't going Gray's direction. It says Crackers, Bassman, and me, just to you two guys. So that could be an interesting little trio here. And again, I just wonder if it's because they don't want to team with Gray long term. Now, Gray, still talking to Salatnor. Now he's talking to 6 people. He says, so guys, what's the plan? And I think Vader knows that he should be a target because of his elo. And so he wants to get a feel for what people are talking about. Matthew just says, who is the group again? So Matthew's a little bit behind. And now Salatnor says, take out Matthew, question mark. Poor Matthew. I mean, he did say, or he did, like, do the right thing to say, hey, sorry, I kind of suck with chat. But it was a little late, maybe. Interesting how things play out. You can get away with that some games. Other games, not so much. And Vader says, right now, let's chat to the entire team. Well, who is the entire team? I guess is the question. I think from Vader's perspective, it's everyone except for blue, green, and red. I think he's including Matthew in that, and he's including all the way to Salatnor. They're all just going for big economies, and some players are moving their kings. Green is going to move the king out here. Gray still hasn't, which is absolutely bonkers to me. Teal is also here, so Jimbo is kind of sharing this land with Gray. Gray might not like that, because I think Gray might look at these resources as important to him, or that just this is an easy kill. That actually might be why... Whoa, did capture rate just blink for you guys? If it did, and someone can clip that and get that to a mod on Discord, I'm consistently reporting so much to them to try and improve things. So if someone could clip it and post it in the Discord or give it to a mod, that'd be sick. Thank you so much. It almost felt like it was my monitor. Anywho, maybe Gray doesn't move the king out here because Teal's king is here, and if Teal's king dies, he dies. Everyone just booming away right now. Yeah, capture rate has been a headache for me. And it's... I have never taken this program for granted. It has changed the way that AoE's presented. I've worked with them on like my own specific versions, and specifically for community games. I go like date back to knowing the Capture Age team like 8 or 9 years. The very first versions before Definitive Edition, blah, blah, blah. But it's starting to test my patience a bit. And I've started to be a little bit more direct on the fact that that is the case. Because we have had crashes and we have had... I don't even care about lag with these games because that's fine. Like, the game lags. But just straight up crashing is pretty rough for 1v1 games, which has been happening, so... I've let them know they've been in good contact with me, and we'll see. Notice the king is here for Salatnor. Let's hope he remembers that. I think he probably wants to sail off into the distance. And just check the military count. There's not a lot out there. The number 1 is red with 10, which is not a lot. I think even one of that is a monk. Now gray is Goths. Goths can get up to 210 pop. So that explains why Vader has over 200 eco. So most players here are going to do the classic thing, I think, which is to boom up to 200-something crazy eco, and then just get as many resources as possible, and then delete everything you can. Speaking of delete, you can tell Jimbo just researched nomads and deleted all the houses. So it's not every day you see that tech for the Mongols. I'm not actually seeing a ton of docks right now. Okay, purple, Matthew is in a crazy position for wonder defense if he were to ever try it. He's got 5 castles going up here. He's got docks. He's got his king there. If he can clear out this corner, that could be really strong. Salatnor also has this island here. But the corner is way better than the side areas. Now, there might not be as many resources, but in terms of wonder defense, if you want to go for the win later, very strong. But yeah, Vader, 207 eco. 1 king and two monks probably, would be my guess. Almost looks like Sleep put a relic into Gray's monastery there. But let's see if we have some fighting here. Red's military count's going up a little bit more. And Vader says just to Salat and Sleep. So he's going to talk to the right side of the team. Sleep is top score right now. And so it is Gray and Orange next to each other. I would say that I would feel threatened if I were Gray. And yes, every time we do community games, we do random civ. Well, not every time, but 90% of the time we do. Basserman, who's the one making army right now, is asking Green if they're still friends. So hopefully Green responds. Chai in chat says, do you use outposts in games? Outposts are fantastic. For vision, they're very good. In this type of game, because it's... this isn't very comparable to a normal game. This type of game, towers would probably be better because there's so much stone around the map. So camping with towers is probably good, but I think outposts are really underrated, just in general. So if you're looking to improve your play, outposts around the map. I actually will have a video next week, I'm hoping, assuming I can find a good enough recorded game, that features a player who does something called house post, which is a unique little thing that only he does, so... Yo, Jimmy, welcome. Says, stinky YouTube viewer finally catches T90 live. Let's go. Welcome, Jimmy. Look at Gray, guys. Gray's trying to be sneaky here. Gray is going to try and take some of this extra stone and gold. I mean, you probably should. Take what you can while you can. Look at how much they have on gold right now. But, that might actually annoy some people. Then again, Purple's trying to do the same thing. Yeah, Sloth Empires, you got it. That's the player that does it. I actually played him last week. The game did not go on long enough for him to do what I'm talking about. But I spoke to him afterwards and I said, do you still do it? Because I remembered him from years ago. And then he said yes, and I downloaded a bunch of games and I couldn't find it. So I'm hoping to find a game where he does it. That's why I said hopefully next week, because I have to find an example of it. Any plans to have different, faster modes so more people have a chance at playing T90? Well, first off, we occasionally do faster modes. The games can still go on pretty long, but like Capture the Relic we did last week. Second, even if I were to somehow make every game be twice as fast, which could decrease enjoyment, right? So that's something I probably wouldn't do. But even if I were to do that, we typically have 200 people sign up for every game. So, I think it's... I understand the thought, but I think the reality of community games is just it's going to be really tough to get in, and not everyone's going to get an opportunity, and that is the sad reality of it. But I don't, like... Capture the Relic is every once in a while for me, and a lot of these modes we do for community games typically have a lot of diplomacy, lots of long games. That's kind of what they're all about, you know, so... Jimbo says, so when are we going to kill? He's asking who he thinks is his team. And Basterman has asked Green earlier, are we still friends? And Green never responded. Chat, are we still friends? This is where somebody says yes. Nobody ignores me. You see my point? I'm already getting antsy. Strode says, if you want a faster game, in my opinion, sudden death is fun. Yeah, but, okay, the name Sudden Death makes you think the game will be faster, but in actuality, people have one TC economy, so after they lose their armies, it takes a really long time for them to build up again. So yes, Sudden Death can be fast, but I've also covered 3+ hour Sudden Death games because their economies are so weak, they get stuck. So it's not always that simple. It depends, as, a wise, well, thousands of wise people once said. The Crackers just didn't see the message before. Says, hey, Red, we go for blue now. They're going to make a move. Thank you for the primes, guys. Thank you, T-West, for the raid. What's up, Nalgene? What's up, Divin, for the 3 months. John Chess, welcome back. Thank you for the 52 months, Kalunia. Also, hello, Stutters. Strode says, I mean, last time I played Sudden Death, I killed you with Burmese Lykev of all things. So I have some fond memories of Sudden Death. Strode, I didn't remember that game until you brought it up. How dare you? Yeah, let me just remind T90, you know, why Sudden Death is so fun. Where I talk about how I killed him. I guess you did do that. You did do that. I have a very strong feeling here, guys, that these corners are going to be really big talking point in this game. Like, Matthew is set himself up to be pretty much indestructible here. How much wood is left on the map? There is 180k wood. So they're just going to boom until all the trees are gone? Look at all the castles from Gray. Finally, Sleep is going to move his king to the outside. Having this king anywhere near these castles seems like a disaster. And Death Vader has 12 barracks, has 13 castles. If he wants to spam infantry with the Goths, he's going to be ready. There's also archer ranges here. There's also siege workshops. So he's just like... He's kind of defended his eco on the outside. Enough, I guess. And is going to fight with army in the middle. Death Vader can kill anyone he wants to right now. The only thing that's kind of crazy is that his king is still there. And if he were to accidentally eject his castles at any point, the king could go into the fights. So. Yeah, this is true Deadly Cookie. The thing is, I find, like, yes, it's true that if pros get into a community game, people do like to, people do tend to be wary of them and scared of them and kind of pick on them because they're so strong. And also maybe partially because they want to kill a pro. But when I play in these games, everyone's doing it for the freaking clip, right? And then if you watch chat, everyone is betting against me. It's very intimidating, man. Everyone just wants me to be like, no, you know. They're just waiting for me to squeal like a pig. That's all it is. And I'm like trying to Diplo. I'm trying to play the normal game. And I know everyone's just full of crap. I don't really like playing on stream too much more anyways. But I know everyone's full of it because it's all just what creative way can we kill T90, you know? So being the, you know, the host of the community game, especially, you know the worst thing about it? Is when people try and use the tricks that I told chat against me. Like, there are certain things which I would like to take credit for at least exposing and incentivizing people to do and say. And then they try that crap on me. I'm like, bro, I taught that to you. I've been talking about it for 7 years. So, yeah. That's why, you know, there have been some good clips, you know. Basterman says, do you know where Blue's King is? Talking to Green. Blue's King is actually in this corner right now. In a tower behind the castle. So, he's doing the tower trick. Some players have not done the tower trick in recent weeks. Sleep has done the transport trick. It's not really a trick. Sleep says, Dream Team, Blue looks like easy snipe. Or wait, that might be a bait. Yes, this is a bait. This is actually army. That is not a king. T90, important theoretical question. If I will put a king on a transport ship yes. And surround it with fishing boats, make transport ship always follow one of the fishing boats, is there a chance that fishing ships will overlay cover the transport and it will be very difficult to find the king on the ship? I think fishing boats are too small. If you're trying to hide the transport ship, they're way too small. If you want like a buffer... Oh, and Blue's about to get attacked here. If you want a buffer and protection, I would have something other than fishing boats. Okay, here we go. So Mu Dang is about to be 2v1'd by green and by red. It was purple and it was blue that I was not really sure on how the alliances would go. Blue did the right thing to move the king to the outside in case this would happen. And now this is up to Blue to maybe say something and ask for some support. It's always tough being this player because no one's really going to want to directly help you if you're on your own. If you've already got one or two people together, they'll join. But this is brutal. And the Guang Cav are fighting back. Very good unit. Very good unit. And actually, Red might struggle, might kill his own units here. So Blue might actually be able to hold. Even just holding initially for 1v2 is solid. I think Tiger Cav are really strong if you just have time to make them. So the Tiger Cav have held there. And then also the Guang Cav. They have lots of melee armor with this Civ. So it's 10 melee armor. The Gebetto do 15 attack. So you're only taking 5 damage a hit. It's not too terrible. And blue is saying to others, please help. And we'll see. Jimbo says my whole team can help, I think. So Jimbo is like going to try and support blue, at least with his words. But guys, Mu Dang is 999 elo, holding against 1100 and 1400. Let's put some respect on his name. Also, I believe the first time he's played in a community game, there's definitely some familiarity between green and red here. They've been viewers on the channel a long time and have played before. So they definitely know what's up. And blue is asking for wood. Let's check the stockpiles real quick. Wood is going to run dry very quickly on this map. There's only 100,000 wood left. Salanor and Sleep have the most of it, but there is enough food and gold for Mudang to hold on for a little bit longer. Invader does send some wood over to Mudang. So there is that. Remember, the trade is actually on water. So blue is now starting to kill red's trade. I actually think what they could have done is they could have one player attack on land and one player attack with Navy. But Malians and Poles, you don't really think directly about Navy with either of those civs. I don't remember specifically what happens, but when Sleep played in a community game before, Sleep was really good in the late game and banked up a lot of res. So Sleep is doing that right now very well. The red and green kind of regrouping here. The old book are out, so these hammers can shred some of the armor. It's actually, in theory, a great unit against the Haiguang because they have lots of armor. I just don't think blue can kill them. Like, blue can harass them. I don't think blue can kill them. But then again, all the trade is still over here. Look, you could tell green and red both use the select all castles hotkey, and they're sending things from their castles over here to the middle. That's kind of funny to see. I see that all the time in community games. Hard to manage everything when you've got such big bases. Yeah, this will absolutely become a wood game. We're already below 100k wood. So is anyone going to support Mu Dang? Or are they just going to let him fight 1v2? Again, it really comes down to, is there incentive for them to attack him? Or, sorry, defend him. Does blue provide anything that the others do not? Usually it'd be trade or a threat. Is he a threat long term? I think that's a maybe. Yo, we've got the loose swans here, though. Let's go. Here they go. Unique boating action. And as far as blue's trade goes, blue's moving his king over here, too, by the way, because he doesn't trust purple's castle. I mean, people can just trade with someone else on water. But I think blue will clear up this fight. These units are really good, guys. The unique tech for this civ with the extra melee armor is insane. We do have camels now from the Malians. So that +7 attack from the Malian camels should be much better than everything else we're seeing. I thought this boat was more of an anti-building boat. I don't think it's good. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I think I'm confusing it with one of the other unique boats that were added. So far, this boat isn't impressive to me. It doesn't seem to be doing much. Maybe it has two different types of attacks, though. It's probably both. Because I swear there's like a catapult on there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there it is. Okay. So it's actually both. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's very good against regular units. It's mainly good against buildings. Now, Matthew says I'm scared, which is he says he's scared when blue says help. I'm feeling kind of bad for blue right now. Like, but again, it's kind of the cruel reality of the world. Even if purple feels bad, I don't think it makes sense for purple to get into any conflicts right now. Matthew says, let me delete some pops so I can help. Okay, so Matthew's going to finally get around to helping. Look at these three, by the way. Yellow, gray, purple, 180 plus eco. They've just been soaking up the res. Orange as well, honestly. And red is like, I need some range units here. Japanese can do that. We actually have Sleep here. Hold up. What's happening? Oh my god, Sleep is here. Wait, Sleep has villagers in Red's castle right now? I'm really confused. I need to go back. Okay, so... Oh, Sleep is just taking the wood. I still don't know why he has villagers in Red's castle there. What did Crackers see that Crackers got paranoid by? Oh, well, he sees this. Okay. He sees the bomber cannons and the cav archers. They were definitely coming in to snipe either Crackers or probably Red. And maybe it was like this next level thing from Sleep to fully garrison the villagers into that castle so Red couldn't save the king. Red's king is actually in the tower there. And yeah, Sleep was going to try and get away with one, and it did not work. Okay. I mean, that's a really sleuthy snipe attempt. That was only 8 units. So kind of difficult to see on the minimap. Bad for me. Obviously very good for the player. And Blue's Navy's doing a great job. Cracker says, sorry, Sleep, not yet. So he's saying, don't kill Red yet. Interesting. Is Matthew just talking out of his ass here? Matthew has 186 eco. This whole he's going to help thing is just so not true. And I'm feeling bad for Blue. Yeah. He actually garrisoned the castle next to the tower with the king. Bro, that's a... Hold on. That is next level stuff here. So, what would happen is, normally, is if you take out this tower, the king is immediately going to eject into this castle because the rally point's going to be set there. But if you fill it with villagers first, he won't actually have space. Damn. All right. Green and red making progress. Blue probably running out of resources. And blue is maybe running out of faith in humanity right now. Like, blue's like, I thought I was a good person. I thought I was a good friend. No one's here to support me. Maybe losing faith in humanity is a little bit of a stretch. But Matthew is not incentivized to save him at all. Now, the problem's going to be, there's going to be a time when Matthew needs help. And in that moment, we should remember Blue if Blue dies. And if Blue lives, Blue might never help Matthew anyways. But he might be forced to. Blue's Navy over here still doing some work from the shoreline. Red actually has a Navy here trying to disrupt the trade as well. And has the cannon galleons. Basterman says, thanks for save. Realized that Green saved him. This is a little suspicious if you don't fully trust Green. I don't think Red realizes his castle is still garrisoned with Orange's villagers. And Death Vader says, God, I hate being gray. I can't see anything. Well, you could use team colors, I suppose, but that actually is horrible for Diplo games. I wonder if Jimbo's going to make a move right now. Blue's held. Needs a couple boats here against those cannon galleons, and is going to bring all of his boats back, it seems. And now Green's added Navy. Yeah, Blue's going to eventually get ground down here. Like this... He's lost ground on land. And then he's also losing ground on water. And importantly, Green is actually making Navy. And it's galleons, which is very strong. And look at all the castles. Like, Green's not going anywhere. Everyone wants to avoid being this person in a community game. The person who is killed first, ruthlessly, with no mercy. And a lot of people, if this is you, smile in chat, you'd be happy if you just didn't die first, right? Regardless of the circumstances. A lot of people who get in say this. If Blue is going to die, it's worth remembering that kings explode and that you can use that king to boom somebody you're unhappy with. But you might need to get into transport soon. Death Vader says, I think we should go help Blue. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying they want to go help Blue, and no one wants to be the one to help him. So isn't that just classic? Matthew is saying he needed to help. Matthew's not exactly helping either. By the way, if Matthew definitely wanted a Wonder victory, he would probably have more on wood right now. Gray also has 2 vills there, which is interesting. What the? Bro. Bombard Tower, Salinor? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. He's got 76 Bombard Towers. In Regicide Rumble, we made towers cost 1 population space because there was money on the line. But there's no money on the line, so we figured we'd be fine. And Salinor just towering up like crazy. Vader's asking the others, do we think we should help Blue? Blue's been in the midst of battle for 30 minutes. They're just now having this discussion. Salinor, with the real talk, says no, let him die. And chat filter's coming in clutch here. We know they're not swearing. I already made a video on how ridiculous it is, and I hope they fix it. But yeah, they're... Blue just asked again, can you guys help? I have no navy. I don't think anyone's going to respond, dude. I really don't think anyone's going to respond. It's just a sad time for Mudang. Anyone can join community games, but you should know you could always be this guy, unfortunately. And really what it comes back to is how much chatting they did in the earlier stages and what alliances were formed. Blue is the person who was picked last for dodgeball at recess, you know? Many of us have been there. And now he's being smacked, he's being destroyed. Damn. Again, I do wonder what Purple's long-term play is. It can work out, but, you know, the letting Blue die could mean there's down an ally later. Matthew says, all right, I got a navy. That is almost a slap in the face at this point. But Blue wants to live more than anything. And Matthew's also saying that to everybody. And Matthew says, Vader, whose side are we on? So Vader's kind of calling the shots here. And Vader says, I don't know. Well, we're an hour and 20 minutes into the game, and Vader says, I don't know. But he says Crackers is being a bully. So this does put a target on Crackers' back, and maybe Red. And Jimbo says, Gray, you may want to delete bills for army. Jimbo, calm down there, Mr. 900 Elo. Gray's doing that as a strategy. Don't make it public that he's being greedy. And Matthew says they seem pretty strong. And Vader tells Teal, don't do much. I think Vader genuinely wants to be teamed with Teal. Guys, look at the amount of fortifications. We're about to have this 17 castles. Sleep's got 16 stables, 16 archer ranges. I mean, there's going to be no trees left on the map soon. I'm definitely thinking that eventually Salinor will want a wonder here, but he'll have to mine a lot more gold and chop a lot more trees. There's only 50k wood left on the map. Purple said I have a navy and has done nothing with it to help poor Blue. You know who I want Blue to kill? Sorry, Matt. You're going to rewatch this later. Hopefully you understand that maybe you feel like you deserve it. I want him to somehow get his king over to Matthew's little corner. Obviously, Red deserves it. Green deserves it. They've been the one who's been attacking him. But I just feel like, you know, Purple's Navy's not helping at all. Gray's Navy, you might want to boom somebody who hasn't supported you. But I don't think that dream is a possibility. Oh, God, he added his hero. He added his hero. Even his hero's going down. There goes his hero. Matthew says to Teal, I'm unsure who the team is. TBH. Yep. Okay. Vader's actually demoing some of Red's Navy to keep Blue somewhat alive. So we have some action there from Vader. He still has 184 eco, so he's not really committing a lot. But that is a potential problem. I think Crackers and Basserman are probably going to be 5v2'd at a certain point. But Basserman asks and says, why the enemy? And Def Vader says, I don't want to attack anyone. And Vader says, misclick, sorry. Misclick. I think we need a misclick emote. The amount of time someone says misclick. He just accidentally misclicked his galleons at the perfect time. He says, also, you had something in my trade and I wanted it gone. Okay, well, that seems legitimate. He's not focused, so I think he will see. Who are they talking about? Oh, Saltnor's talking about on crackers. Bassermans is hard to keep up with everything here. I mean, red and green are actively doing a lot, so they're very distracted compared to others. Normally, if anyone had any time to look over here, people would focus on the Bombard Tower camper. But I really don't think that they've had the time to realize how crazy this has gotten. Like, and we thought Matthew was going to have a strong corner. Salad says, goody, work on blue. Want to team with me too, is saying this to green now. It's an interesting plan. Salad trying to gain green's trust, perhaps. But this game will really not progress. And hold on, Vader was doing something. Hold on, we need to go back. We need to go back. Matthew says, bad Vader. Bro, I saw all that shit. Okay, what was seen? Okay, so there was an onager here from Vader. And he's taking the wood! Yes. He's cutting the wood because he knows it's a wood game. I think that's what this is. Let's see. Well, he only did it once. Well, it was only one shot, actually. So we don't know his true intentions. Matthew calls him out, though. It's a smart play, though, because this is where a lot of the wood is left right now. There's only 36k wood, and there's like 5k in this corner. And Cracker says, WTF is that, Yellow? I think he saw the corner and saw the towers. He also only said that to himself. Vader said he was trying to get space, which might have been true. And now Matthew is very upset. He says, I thought you were my friend. Meanwhile, Blue is on life support. Blue is still not being supported. Now Jimbo's like, wait, what happened? And Vader says, I tried killing Perp's trees to the others. So he admits he tried that, but to the others. And now Vader says, look, Purple, you have an entire corner with castles. Okay, chat. And Matthew says, and I like it that way. Oh, we got fighting. We got some energy here. I like this. Chat, can someone make a meme? We're going to do a meme review after this. Of like, Yellow's reaction when he sees Purple being called out for having castles in the corner. Because, like, Yellow's like, yeah, keep getting mad at Purple for the castles and completely forget about me, please. I feel like there's meme potential. Also, holy castles. Matthew says, publicly, at least I'm not trying to backstab all my allies 24/7. And Vader says, I didn't even do anything to you. I just killed like 4 trees. And Matt says, yeah, because I caught you early. This is very petty right now. I like it. This gives me like strong 6th grade argument vibes. Vader says, congrats. He drops the congrats. Congrats, you caught me, bro. Okay, well, Matthew has done nothing but alienate people this game. He didn't support Blue. Now he's going to be enemies with Vader. Matthew better start prepping for a wonder because he's not going to have any allies. Not saying Vader wasn't being sneaky there, but what is Matthew's plan for team? I think Matthew will be the person to die after Blue, but Blue hasn't been killed yet. And then Jimbo just says, what's going on? And now Matthew goes to everyone else and says, Gray bully, who wants to help deal with him? Okay. Well, I think a lot of people are going to take him up on that. Because Gray is the highest elo player. And Vader says to Teal, I was killing some trees for Purple to cut him off of wood, and he got very angry. That would be a very accurate sentence. Purple did get very angry. Like, he did escalate it to backstabbing allies 24/7 when it was just a couple trees. There was a little bit of scheming involved. And lying from Vader, but it wasn't the craziest thing. Gray, watch out. Huh. Sawatnor is telling Gray to watch out. I don't think Jimbo is going to attack him. But maybe Sawatnor looked at this and thinks that Gray's going to be attacked, or maybe it's a mind game. Look at Gray. Vader is trying to steal all the golds and stones on these islands. And not just that. He has bomber cannons here too. And it's being attacked now, and I guess Crackers just noticed it. So sneaky Vader. And he will not evade the castle fire. He loses all of his bomber cannons. He does still have villagers taking gold over here. And Vader wants everyone to turn on Crackers. Guys, blue is like basically dead. But they can't kill him because they haven't brought in land units yet. And this game won't move on to the next phase until he's actually killed. Cracker says, we can look past this slight. Ally me again, Gray. See, that's the difference. Purple loses 4 trees. Purple got very upset. Crackers was clearly going to be sniped, and he allies it. Very different approach. We'll see if Gray accepts that for now. I just wish Crackers or Basterman would put blue out of his freaking misery. It's kind of tough. They would need trebs. This island's just big enough to be out of range from the cannon galleons. Oh, whoa. Big plays. Yellow's going to make a play. The island... Oh, with Panda Rock in the middle. Let's go. The island here still needs that gold mined to fit space for a wonder, I believe. There might be a spot. I'm not sure. Let's see. And Basserman saying to Green that Gray is sneaky. Here's the situation with the stockpile. Look at how much gold and wood some of these players have. And then you have Crackers and Basserman and Blue. They're all struggling because they all have been fighting. Here comes some villagers now. I think Basserman's going to drop a castle there. Blue has had a no good, very bad day. Says, no wood left on map, lol. So at least he's laughing about it. Because he's got the lol. And I'm seeing army now, guys. We're seeing lots of military from these players. And I think with there's enough infrastructure that players need on the starting area where if that's eliminated, they would struggle big time. Gray says, Crackers, I allied you back. Ally me again. Cracker says, I need 20k gold, then I ally again. And now, I don't know what Vader tried to say because we have a stupid chat filter. But he says, okay, we are bleep bleep. He probably meant to say enemy again. And he declares war on Crackers and says, let's go on green. So he's trying to get the others to go on green. Jimbo says, guys, I'm going to die. I can sense it. That's 900 elo energy right there. He was the one who was stressed out trying to get into the lobby. And here we are, and green and gray are going to fight. So you can tell yellow and orange are a little unsure on what they do here. And treason's researched now by Vader. And Vader is saying his king is there. He signals it after treason. He says he needs help. I think yellow will be inclined to help him. It would make sense to get rid of green and red and then try and get everyone to kill Vader. Which still opens up that opportunity for Matthew to get that wonder victory in the corner. Still means that blue is going to live for now. So who knows if blue can accomplish some big things here. Can you imagine demos in this area? It'd be super strong. Matthew says to green, do you need help with gray? Who is your team? It's a little late for this type of chat, Matthew. It would be really impressive if green could somehow respond to this and just not die, because the green is 2v1'd. I guess red will be here eventually, but red is not here right now. And Cracker says to yellow, you betray me too, huh? Because he's sensing that yellow is joined in against him, and obviously he has. It's not just a sense. And so far, so good for Death Vader, the highest elo player, and so good for Sleep and Salatnor, who are also in the top 3 of score. Ooh, purple turns on Vader now. Okay, things get very interesting then, because Vader's trade could be disrupted. Oh, but purple needs galleons. You can't just go cannon galleons, because you need galleons as well. And Matthew maybe bit off more than he could chew here. Immediately gets flattened by some demos and some Dramans. And Vader is calling it out that purple's also enemy. So purple's on his own now, right? Purple is on his own. Red and green are together. And then we have gray, yellow, and orange together. The top 3. Yeah, purple really needed to have more navy there, but he can fix that. And purple says fight gray. Is telling everyone to fight gray. I forgot about teal, by the way. So what is teal doing? The Death Vader is telling him to join. Teal was moving close to Gray's castles, like he was going to make a play there. That could be suicide, but maybe it'd be an epic play. And now Crackers also turns on Orange, because I think Orange is going to join in the fight, or at least he's expecting it. What's the army going to do for Teal? How is Blue doing? And Blue's still alive. But, ooh, Blue's building a TC over here. How did Blue get over here? Damn, Blue's hanging in. Salatnor says to Red, to the end. Which is not the person I expected him to talk to. And Basterman says good to know. To the end. To the end of what? To the end of the hour mark here? To the end of the... That would be a weird to the end type of alliance, but I guess they are trading together. There hasn't been as many Huskarls now from Gray. Maybe paranoid about Teal, but Teal's going to push forward. Basterman says, I don't like Gray. Salatnor says, me either. So, yeah, I mean, it's building up towards that. I think a couple more people have to die, but eventually everyone will go after Gray because of his elo. This might happen anyways, but I always try and put a target on, like, a subtle target on the back of the higher ranked players, because sometimes people don't check those things. They don't check the elo. Blue is taking Matthew's gold? Oh, God, and green is going to drop a wonder. Well, this is good because green's going to die. And the wonder mechanic is the only way you have any chance to win. Green is just going to slowly get killed off otherwise. So, Crackers is like, fine, if you're going to do this, and I'm going to run out of resources, I'll spend what I can and try and get a wonder victory. Now, this will just make them come at him even stronger. But I don't hate it because what else? Like, nothing's going to get better here. Your pulls against Goths, against Bengalis, against Mongols. By the way, did Teal attack anything this game? First community game ever. 0 kills and 1 death for Jimbo. Probably 1 death losing a villager to a boar. So Jimbo's been super sneaky out there. It's like he looks like he's going to fight, and then he comes back sitting here. So I don't know if he's waiting for Gray to be distracted or what. Death Vader is asking for Blue to be an ally. Blue says, I am yours, Purple. They tried to backstab you. And then he says Teal. So I don't know what that means. Is he trying to talk to Teal? Is he saying Teal tried to backstab him? Salatnor's confused. So am I. Salatnor is saying to Red, we should take Green's Wonder. Wonder's at 30%. And Green is losing all of the grounds here. Gray has found that blue is here and is not happy about it. But, like, earlier, Vader literally just said, blue ally me back, but I don't think he realized that blue had stolen his resources. So he's unhappy about that. What blue really needs is a trade partner. That's what everyone needs right now, is their trade to be protected and working. That's his only way to come back. But it might be too late if you've had no trade for so long. Basterman says to yellow, I'll let you have green. Okay, so he's going to give up crackers. But where does that leave you, Basterman? He just has to hope that yellow's alliance is good enough? Salatnor sees purple and says, sup with your ships in my corner, bruh. He didn't say bruh, but I added that. We've got caravels here from orange and cannon galleons, so they're going to push green from the water, and green's wonder might not even go up. Matthew says, that's where they went. Bro, that's funny. That seems genuine. I think he's joking. Like, I think it's just a lie, but just acting like you lost track of your ships is hilarious. And now he's going to click them away. It's like, oh, man, I've been looking for those. Those are my favorite boats. And now a lot more boats here from purple. So gray's trade will be dead. Orange's trade could be dead, too, if Matthew turned on him, but that didn't happen. I don't think gray's going to have much working trade pretty soon. Something about these castles and these docks is just crazy, though. Remember, so red is actually being pushed by teal and gray now. So teal is fighting. Slow and steady progress there. I want to know if the wonder can even complete here, because I think the cannon galleons can range it. It might be very close, though. Maybe the cannon galleons can't range it. We still have yet to see a king die this game, which is crazy. I thought blue was going to be dead a long time ago. The king is in the castle now for crackers. Vader is asking for help on water. And now Jimbo has been turned on by purple. I really don't understand purple's... I think purple's just anti-Vader at this point. And anyone who's teamed with Vader. The problem is, like, everyone's teamed with Vader right now. King is on the edge of the map. Wonder will complete. And there it is. It's a very beautiful wonder. You don't see a Polish wonder all the time. But you have to keep that up for 350 years, which is tough. Cracker says to Gray, enjoy a yellow victory. And Vader says, I will. I think in Vader's mind, he's like, there's no way I'm going to let that happen. You're crazy. And then Jimbo saw the words, I will. Wait. Who died? The king died in mysterious circumstances. The king was still in the transport, guys. The king was still in the transport from earlier. What? Don't even call me blind. He misclicked it or something. He deleted it. What a disastrous play there from Orange. Oh, my goodness, dude. I mean, in the past, there was a bug where if you selected your idols to delete, it would let you select your king as well. I believe deleting idol military would delete your king in the past. Now, what we can do, actually, is we can look at the military count and just see if maybe he had military that also went down at the same time. He's got 44 military. What does Capture Age treat this as? I have no explanation. I didn't see anything else get deleted. We should maybe check his eco as well to see if other eco gets deleted. Obviously, horrible play. This is 95 eco here. It's a genuine mystery, dude. And there was nothing else in that ship. It's not like there was a villager in there. It's literally just a king. So... yeah, Sleep is dead. Sleep could maybe let us know in the chat, like what exactly happened there once they can get over that. But that was the most mysterious death I've seen in a Regicide game. Someone check him PC. I don't know. Someone says check idol count. He deleted all idols. Wait. Okay, so idols. Yeah, but idols are still at 40. He didn't, though. Because then there would be more idols. I don't know. The stats aren't making it clear to me. I think it has something to do with him deleting idol military or idol vills. So that's the only thing that would make sense. We'll see if we get a response from Sleep. We'll find out. Purple's got a big navy here. We obviously have to focus up. Thanks for calling me blind all the way, chat. What do I have to... I have to predict that someone's going to delete their king now? I have to just sense that thing? Yeah, the transport might show up as idle military, but other forms of idle military didn't get deleted. That's a good point, though, that the transport might have shown up. T90 go back. When orange dies, all vills become idle. I'm gonna go back later. We got to move on now. It's most likely has something to do with him deleting some form of idle. Either idle military or idle eco, one or the two. We've had it happen before. I just want to keep moving on now because we've got a wonder to look at. Can the cannon galleons not range that? I don't think Orange's name is Sleep in chat, and I have no clue what their Twitch name is. So that makes it kind of complicated to get clarification here. So they could say it in the Discord, maybe, in the room where they were selected, and one of my mods could say in chat what their response was. Because Twitch chat will also have a bunch of people say they are asleep right now. And some of my Twitch chat might be asleep right now, based on what I hear in YouTube comments. Yeah, guys, we'll get that clarification here soon. The Wonder is still up. The King for Crackers is back there. And Red is still hoping for that long-term chance of being a friend of Yellow's, who I was thinking would go Wonder Victory. I'm definitely expecting Wonder Victory from Purple. Funnily enough, though, Blue is actually in this corner. And Blue right now is asking for wood. Blue has 0 wood. Crackers has 0 wood. And others, well, no one's chopping wood because there's only 600 wood left on the map. So that's 6 whole trees somewhere. A weird game. Again, we wanted... Oh, nope, hold on. Wonder's being attacked. And capture rate just crashed. 1 sec. Can someone clip that as well and put that in the Discord? I can reopen capture age. It's fine. We can continue. We just lose a couple stats. But if you can clip that and post that in Discord so I can pass it along to them later, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. And here we go. Actually, you know what? I think I have Ultra HD on. Which I just shouldn't have with the issues I'm having with capture age. I should not have that for these games. That's maybe on me. In the past, it was fine. It's no longer fine. So I think that should increase the stability. So yeah, Orange's King, dead to himself. Can the Cannon Galleons actually range that Wonder? It feels like they could from a certain position. Elephants are here as well. This will probably mean this is the end of Crackers. And, I mean, the King is there behind the wall. You can't really see him easily. And we have Gray in here with Huskarls. We've got the Elephant Archers. It's just the Wonder and the King need to be taken care of. The last stand for Green. This is the last stand. This is all he's got. 270 years. Purple is going crazy with Navy. Has kept Blue alive, kind of. Does Green have enough to clear this right now? Doesn't seem like it. Also, mods, did we end up getting a message from Sleep? I might have missed it because of the drop. I'd love to get that clarification from him. Maybe he posted it in the Discord. Crackers... King was killed by a Huskarl back there. Which here, I'll just show again. Because I was looking at chat. Huskarls run in, kill the King. The second the King dies, the Wonder is also destroyed. And Crackers is out of the game. Okay. So. Our base has DM'd the conversation. Can I get a Cliff Notes? I really don't want to tab out right now. A Cliff Notes would be great. Because I'd prefer to know now instead of in 2 hours. But if that's not possible, we can look later on. Big Navy count here from Vader. And my God, Capture Age crashed again. I was worried this was going to happen during Regicide Rumble. It didn't happen once, thankfully. Must be something about the water, maybe? I guess I'll just stop clicking things. We can go again. The game itself is not crashing. I just will stop selecting units and maybe zoom in a little bit more, and then maybe things are fine. I mean, I'm very curious on a lot of things, but the main thing right now is what yellow and purple do with their corners. Obviously, like, blue taking this gold from purple is crazy. It's not revenge because purple has let blue live, but purple also didn't support blue earlier. Blue ends up coming in here with some navy and really helping out a little bit. Def Vader says, yellow, can you send me gold, please? He has 9,000. Salatnor has 75,000. Would be funny if Salatnor says he doesn't have any gold right now. That is way too many fire ships for purple to deal with right now. So purple's struggling to deal with Vader. Now, guys, teal's got all this army. Red's got all this army. If they were to turn on gray right now, gray would have a problem because he's focused on so many different areas. And by the way, basically the too long didn't read situation with orange. Orange was looking at a fight and probably deleted idle military, and that might have deleted the transport. So orange isn't exactly sure. But that, yeah. Does anyone know if an idle transport ship is military or eco? If you check. I don't actually have idle transport ships enough to know. I just find this is so funny. Like, I literally said we kind of wanted to avoid a wood game. So I did hyper random no islands. And then we ended up with islands. So we ended up with the situation I wanted to avoid. Players have played it well, though. The demos are going to go off. And Capture Age able to stay alive for this. Demos did some damage there, but purple's going to have their own demos now. And a lot of them. I think this is good for everyone else, right? Because all the wood is being spent by gray and by purple that they have banked up. Yeah, apparently a transport is military. Orange was a really fun player to watch. I mean, Orange didn't do a lot, but Orange was sneaky, and Orange was definitely in a good position to win this game. So, really hurts that Orange is out of the game now. And Purple's demos hold the position. Salatnor talking to Gray. Gray is stuck right now. Gray is stuck because Gray has to fight Purple on water. Otherwise, we'll lose trade and we'll lose ground. And then Gray also has red here. So he's asking for help. And Matthew, to no one's surprise, is going to go for Wonder Victory now. And I actually think yellow should build their Wonder right now. Yeah, Salatnor, let's go. That's so sick. That's so sick. Salatnor watches these games, right? Knows how it goes. If you are right behind them in the Wonder count, that's sick. Now, what Purple should do is stop building. Purple should be second place. Matthew, there's conflicting information in your head because I also say build it with max villagers. But actually, the new meta right now, guys, is you don't want to be first place with the Wonder. So you could just press stop and then check the HP on the other Wonder. And, well, you can actually look because you're allies. Yeah, you just don't want to be first place. But this is amazing for yellow because yellow is obviously camped way harder than purple has castles and the bombard towers. Oh, gray is making a play on red right now. Careful here, red. Huskarls are there. Red is asking gray for peace. He says, peace, Gray, for the greater good. It doesn't look like he believes in greater good. He believes in you dying. And oh my god. That was way too close. I don't know why Red went to that castle and not the other ones, but King survives. Well, purple's going to be the main focus, right? Yellow is going to have to help out. Teal has not done a lot this game. He's held good alliances. And he hasn't been a problem, but Teal has not been very active in the fights. And Gray needs him right now and says, Teal, do you want to kill Red with me? And Teal's been very frightened. And Matthew's wonder completes, and there it is. There it is. I would laugh if Blue somehow takes out that wonder. Oh my god! Bro! I'm so glad that Mudang didn't die. Remember, Mudang wanted help for an hour, and Matthew's like, I'll be right there, I'll be right there. Never really helped him. Blue's never gonna win. Like, there's no... Well, I mean, he'd be a legend if he wins this game. An indisputable legend, but I don't see how he does it. Crazy attack rounds over here, as Gray's still trying to kill Red right now. Which I don't think will happen. I think Gebetto and this many castles will hold. But yeah, Blue is massing enough petards to take down a wonder. So Purple probably needs to take down that castle, but if you turn on Blue, then he could attack you. That's only 6 petards, by the way. Blue only has 1,000 food and 2,600 gold, or 26k gold, but no wood. And actually, we should be looking for markets and checking the price of wood right now. Where are the markets? Wonder is up for yellow 2 now. Let me look around for a market. It is currently, it's the right one that counts, right? Is it 1,600 gold to buy 100 wood? Yeah, that's the situation we're in right now. Here comes yellow. We've got champions and we've got bomber cannons. So yellow's going to try and take out red as well. And Vader is trying to convince yellow to delete the wonder so they can focus on killing purple, which obviously is kind of a smart deal to make here, because as we said, yellow is just going to win with wonder victory after purple, because purple's wonder is going to take forever to kill. 2k wood goes over to Jimbo. Jimbo was honest and says he only has 7k wood. And Vader actually sent him some. So Vader's trying to get Teal to help. Teal's still not fighting, though. And the micro here from Basterman is sick. Sniping all these bombard cannons. Considering wood is kind of hard to come by right now. Those are expensive losses right now. It's not even the gold. Matthew, who now has a wonder he needs to keep up, says, Vader, can we look past aggressions? Gray says, okay. This is intriguing. Matthew says, want to team and win with allied victory. What about Blue? What about Blue? Can he be on the team? Blue is saying this just to us, guys. Just to viewers. Says, I think he can see my petards. It's only 6. Does anyone know how many petards it takes to take down a wonder? It's probably the same as a castle, right? But I don't know. I think I would go with like 10. Okay, Teal turns on red. Find some of red's trade. But I don't see Teal finishing off red right now. Teal doesn't have trebs. Vader says, any deal you want to make involves deleting your wonder. If no, then sorry. I mean, that's fair. Why would you just like take the word of the guy who didn't trust you before that he's going to turn on allied victory? Matthew is stalling for time right now. He says, I could be open to deleting the wonder. I need to make sure yellow's wonder is also gone, or else it's over for me. Okay, that's fair. Red is running through. Yellow's coming forward with a massive fleet of boats. Vader speaks to everyone. He says, boys and girls, After careful deliberation. Blue says there's no way we're getting to that wonder. Yeah, okay, Blue. Purple has agreed to delete his wonder if Salet deletes his. Saletnor is going to turn on Purple. Saletnor has already built a crazy navy to go destroy that wonder, so I don't think he's ever going to delete his wonder. And Blue says, I have 173 wood, which is really sad if he lost his market, but he does have a market. He does also have an army here. He could eventually do something with. But yellow's coming. And if gray also moves in, I think they can kill purple. Like, it just takes a lot of time, but I think they can take the docks. If they take the docks, purple dies pretty quickly after that. Especially if blue's going to do something. It's actually better for yellow the longer blue waits with the petards. Matthew says, yellow is a commie pro. I know he will backstab. He means commie games, as in community games, FYI. Saletnor says, I will delete mine after his, seeing as they're way ahead. That's also fair. Why would yellow delete his wonder before purple? Purple's going to win. That would be stupid. So Saletnor is telling gray to come, and they're going to move in. I think this is really what gray wanted. Like, gray has just wanted someone to fight with him. Teal took a while to do that. Teal is now doing that. Yellow's going to do it too. Vader says, if we delete wonders, we can all live happily. Well, no, because you'll live happily because you don't have a wonder. No one's a fan of other people having wonders. Everyone's a fan of themselves having a wonder. It's a nice try, though. Blue is even sending wood to people right now? Man, Blue is so trusting. I would have been so butthurt about not receiving help. I would have tried to backstab purple so many times. All right. Massive, massive, massive navies. Yellow's navy needs to make his way through here. There's a lot of wood. And I really don't see how purple can outlast here if purple doesn't have a res bank. Yeah, purple doesn't have a big res bank. Purple doesn't have wood. Now, purple might have ships in queue. No, purple has very little in queue. Purple will lose all the shoreline here. And then blue still has petards being created. And the walls don't actually protect the wonder on the back side. Oh, Matthew's going to hate himself if blue actually takes this wonder. It's kind of funny how yellow and gray have this crazy navy. And they don't really even need it to take the wonder down because it's all about blue. Purple's sent blue 3,000 golds. So he's funding the petards that are going to take down his chance at victory. I mean, kind of. Vader says, have we reconsidered deleting the wonder option? So he's saying this to purple because purple is crumbling. And Matthew says yes. Maybe blue wants to kill the king from purple. Vader says, Salad, delete yours. First, let Salad delete his. Salador is never doing that. He's not stupid. Never, ever, ever. Purple's on the ropes. Yellow should never. But you have to be tactful about this. He says, okay. Bro, I've seen too many wonders get deleted this year. Oh, my God. What are we? Oh, my God. Oh, my. Take the win, bro. Take the win. Take the W. You played it perfect. Okay. Matthew says, see, he won't. And then Matthew says, oh, wait, he will. What are we doing? And blue says, don't delete purple as he masses petards and tiger calf to kill him. He says, don't delete purple. You won't get another chance. Matthew says, I didn't expect him to do that. I mean, in all fairness, neither did I. None of us did. I mean, they still have to land units. They still have to land units to take down the corner stuff, so. By the way, Blue's king is still over here. No one will ever get to that. Whoa! Where did blue come from? How is Mu Dang here with this many units? He made them from these castles? Blue's actually insane. Okay. Gray says this is happening. I mean, the countdown is on. It's 160 years. Purple could win this if blue doesn't get in and do something. You need units on land as well as on water. Looking through the castles. Purple's king is over here. The shoreline is getting cleared. Blue is raiding yellow's base. Red is kind of defending that. Honestly, red and blue needed a sneaky alliance to trade together or something, but I think they're not going to be able to let bygones be bygones. Red is aware of blue's movements. Blue just on the prowl. There's actually no eco to kill here now, so... What's teal up to? I keep forgetting about freaking Jimbo. Jimbo could make a play on somebody, guys. Jimbo's got a lot of rams and Mangudai. And red says to yellow, hey, let's be friends again, which makes a lot of sense for both. They all want one thing, and they all want purple's wonder to be gone. Let me check purple's resources again. Purple is at the limit. It would be crazy if blue somehow outlasts purple. Now, in all fairness to purple, while purple did let blue flounder and die, purple did also let blue come back into the game. So some respect needs to be given there. Matthew says, all right, guys, a meeting is starting. Let's pause fighting for a minute. So he's at work, or is saying he's at work, and he wants a break from this. So he's pulling out all the stops here to try and delay the attacks on his wonder. It kind of feels like blue might help purple defend, by the way. And Tiger Cav are about to make a move on somebody. Running through Gray's castles. I think that's one too many castles, though. Blue's units can't get out right now. Remember, purple's king is back here. Blue still has 10 petards. So blue might just take purple himself at the last minute. But if you're going to do that, does it not make sense for you to just do it now? And then say, like, hey, guys, give me gold for that or something? I don't know. It hasn't been a game where anyone's really liked him or been friends with him. What's Teal's KD? I mean, this is a pacifist run as far as community games are concerned. Jimbo has 111 kills. But, oh, no, that's not accurate because Capture Age died a bunch. So the stats actually aren't going to match. So maybe he has more than that because everyone else has more than the stats are showing there. Less than 100 years now.
Yes.
Moo Dang says, are you allied with Teal? And Matthew says, no, just you. Okay. Blue still running around. Red just tracking. He's Tiger Cav. Teal's got a lot of rams. Are we about to see them hop into the transport? Oh, loading that bad boy up. And blue turns. Blue. Oh, man, if blue could have sniped the transport. Blue is going to attack Jimbo now. Blue is actually protecting purple. Trying to give purple a chance at victory here. Yeah, Moo Dang. He says it's not. We didn't start in the best way, but I need an ally in some way, and purple has been that ally. Gray is attacking blue over here. Blue will defend on the shoreline. The Dramans just get to the edge there. I don't think Gray's realizing. And those rams from Teal need to get here now. We're at 75 years, guys. We're at 75 years. There's not trebs. Someone needed to bring trebs. Someone needed to bring cannons. Someone needed to bring rams. The rams are still sitting there. Oh, Teal is bringing everything. Okay. So Teal's loading up the Mangudai and is also loading up the rams. Yeah, there are the rams. Matthew says Teal want to team Allied Victory. By the way, I don't know if Allied Victory works. And now Yellow's going to build another wonder, which, I mean, makes me feel all sorts of things, but we'll see if that wonder actually gets started. I mean, I think yellow should have never deleted the wonder. It was good Diplo tactic from the other players to try and convince him. But in his mind, it was a sign of good faith. Now there's another one. But 55 years, guys, this is serious. Will blue take out that wonder, or will he fully defend purple here? This is what we find out now. Purple doesn't want to make a hole in the wall. But if you don't make a hole in the wall, purple, then units can't come out and engage. And you need to engage on those rams. I guess you could argue there will be a hole in a wall once the rams show up. I think if there was an opportunity, blue just wanted to snipe purple. But I don't think blue's necessarily thinking about taking out the wonder. He did make 10 petards. Blue says destroy the walls. Purple has not done so. Matthew is happy to just sit back. Teal's going to turn now. Here come the Rams. 38 years. 38 years, and we've got a wonder being constructed on the other side of the map. I mean, these Tiger Cav have a decision to make. Blue, his king is being attacked. His king is being attacked. He can't defend Matthew. He will not be able to defend Matthew. If he dies, Gray's gonna get him. Blue's dead. And now the units don't attack. The units don't attack. I mean, they'll defend themselves sometimes, but the wonder is down. Wow. Honestly, I don't think purple had bad chances here if the Tiger Cav attacked. Tiger Cav are really high attack. They would have probably taken out the Rams. Matthew is down. And now Matthew is probably going to get sniped here. And now yellow is like, man, I wish I wouldn't have deleted my wonder. Because now yellow would be 100 years from victory. It's a nice attempt from Matthew. I called that at the very start, that those corners were going to be wonder corners. On maps where you run out of wood, it is always, like, if you're smart, that's what it could turn into. So maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe things would have been different if yellow wouldn't have deleted the wonder. Yellow now has a big navy. He's got to hightail it on home, and now he's going to play defense. And purple is going to tell everyone to turn on yellow because he's building a wonder, which is obviously accurate. That's absolutely what they should do. And Death Vader says Salad nor Allied victory. Okay, let me say something. See, there was a time when Allied victory would happen a bit more frequently on this channel, and I got pretty aggressively against it. I believe I'm on the record as saying we do not respect victories that are Allied victories, or something like that, and many other things. However, in really, like generally speaking, I think Allied victory is lame. However, when you're just straight up out of res, if you don't Allied victory, the game may go on for another 3 hours or something. So I don't mind people doing it in the games where you're out of resources. Like, this is where you've got to try everything. Now, having said that, yellow has no incentive to do that. Like, why would yellow ever do that? Yellow will never take that deal, and yellow should fight 1v whatever and try and hold out for 350 years. Vader is offering 27 wood. He has 27 wood. That is all that he has. That is not a lie to purple. Purple has 70 wood, so purple wouldn't even be able to build a lumber camp with 97 wood. Nobody has wood. And Salinor has navy. And the others don't really have it. Well, actually, that's not true. I think gray does. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill yellow. Like, they will all have to be sneaky. And yeah, they have to, like, maybe turn on him when he's not expecting it. Salinor, to be the absolute safest right now, he needs to turn on everybody. You can't let red transport any units into your base and be sneaky. Did gray turn? I can't tell. Gray is still allied to him. Oh, God. Gray didn't kill a single unit. Oh, God. Oh, God. That makes it so much worse. He didn't realize. Deaf Vader has become the blind Vader. And his whole navy goes down. And he was like one of the real hopes at having a chance here. Yikes. I mean, it's going to be really difficult anyways. Teal says, if Gray and Red break through, I have last resort ram, last hope. Red, do you have wood? No one has wood. Oh, that's not eco. Sorry. Well, no one has wood. They have less wood than they have military. And the cost of wood is probably even crazier. Yeah, so it's 1,700 gold to buy 100 wood. So imagine trying to match 100 galleons with these prices. It's crazy. Now, Sleep, who accidentally killed himself, he has wood. He would be very helpful now, but no one can revive him. And Vader sends 27 wood to Matthew. He sends all the wood he has left. Apparently, there's 6 trees around the map, so they could search for that. Those 6 trees are worth like 10k gold. I don't know where they are. If you see them, shout them out. But yeah, I think yellow is just gonna win this. Will they even try for 300 years? Sawatnor is enemy to red, so red transporting seems very unlikely, but it's a desperation move he'll have to try at some point. And they do still have trade, which yellow will not. Yellow shouldn't, anyways. Yeah, I mean, the trade from yellow is actually running down to gray, so it should die. And red tried to sneak a castle up here, but yellow spots it and kills it. So, 290 years left to go. There's just no res. There's just no resources left. This would be highly impressive. Shall we place bets? I have a tendency to get myself into trouble betting gifted subs. But I'm feeling pretty confident that yellow can never lose this. The yellow himself, he's actually gifted a lot of subs to this channel, so if I lose, I feel like I'm giving back in a sense. I will bet 100 subs that Sawatnor will not lose this wonder, okay? If he loses the wonder, I've got to drop 100 subs. Does anyone want to go on the other side of that? Make it interesting, chat. Sawatnor, Vader says, sorry, come on, Salat. Panda rock together forever. Sawatnor says, no, this is my win. Vader's asking for wood. Red's not going to be able to transport. What if he deletes it? He will never delete it. If he deletes it, I pay up. Okay? If he deletes it, I pay up. This is the wonder that will be victorious. I mean, he deleted... Oh, God. If Teal does this, if freaking Jimbo ruins my day, that would just be so typical. No, there's no way. There's no way. There's Navy camping here. Sawatnor is too smart. Sawatnor, don't let him distract with chat. Don't talk to them. They're enemies. You can't surprise Sawatnor. Jimbo. Okay, Prince says I will put up 10 subs for Team Not Sawatnor. Okay. If I could get a couple subs in return, that'd be great. But... this is all wood! No! 20 Megadite down! Okay, at least they saved the Rams, though. The Rams are actually more expensive, more important. But yeah, Jimbo with a bit of a misstep there. Yeah, I actually think they might just all resign, like, or kill each other. Like, maybe Gray just says, I will kill Teal for the hell of it. Gray signals and says, this is the channel we push from. I mean, they need coordination. They need all hands on deck. They need to all move at the same time. Jimbo backs away. Yo, Jadith, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Amazing, thank you. Yeah, Wonder's way back there. You would even struggle to get there with the Rams. Usually, if someone builds more than 50 bombard towers, somebody calls it out and says, yo, we gotta deal with that. But everyone was so focused on purple because purple built that Wonder first. So yellow's game-winning move was starting to build a Wonder only after someone else became the target. Obviously, yellow did delete the Wonder once, which was a little annoying for me, but it still worked out. It felt like the safe play at the time. They can use kings. Your kings do explode. So if 3 of them... No, would it be 2? Or, no, 3 of them. 3 of them could get their kings here and delete. They could clear... Sorry, even just 1 king here, delete, and it clears out all the fortifications. It doesn't take the Wonder, but that does a lot of the work. Salatnor... He just sent resources to Gray? Why are you sending resources to Gray? Let's not get cocky now. Let's not get cocky, bro. Sending resources to the people that are about to kill you. And now he doesn't have resources. Basterman says, how is T90 making this entertaining? Gambling is the answer. It's gambling. Gambling and hoping you suicide your king. It was part of the reason why... You think I reacted when he deleted his Wonder because I didn't like his Wonder getting deleted? No, I knew that I was going to have a solid 300 years to entertain with nothing happening later when that got deleted. Okay, Vader says, I will sack my king to kill Salat. I have the best navy, I think. Where is the navy? I don't see it. I don't see a navy. I mean, if Gray goes in with the navy, red goes in with transports, teal goes in with transports, something's going to make it. And if you can afford enough transports where your king's also in one, it could work. Salatnor says, I got something you guys don't have. I got a cow. He does have a cow. The victory cow standeth in front of the Wonder, as well as the Argali. What in the world is an Argali? It looks like a mouflon. Never seen an Argali before. That's probably not how you say it. Dev Vader says, you abandoned the Panda, screw your cow. He's talking about Panda Rock. I forget where Panda Rock is over here, but there is actually a Panda Rock here too. So the Panda Rock is... You know, there's multiple Panda Rocks. Maybe this is a replica. Maybe this is like... You know, in Pennsylvania, there's the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. It's like kind of like a much smaller, less exciting version of the real Grand Canyon. So I don't know which is first. Vader says the heavy industrialization of India has led to the lack of pandas clearly. They turned to cows and now worship them. I'm not sure that's exactly how it went down, Vader. But you're giving us something to work with here. We appreciate that. The red does have a ranged unit. Could try and kill some ships. And then Vader gets bleeped. And we know he's not swearing, right? Oh, he tried to say Indian, and he wasn't allowed to say that. Well, I guess maybe it was something else. Okay, Teal says, Gray, stop. Stop what? I think Gray is like, I don't know what to do, so let's just chat. Yeah, he says, sorry, what else do we do? Well, you have to sacrifice your king, but you need wood for a transport. Jimbo was sitting on 1,500 wood, bro. Jimbo was rich. Okay, he sent it to Gray. Does Gray have golds? Gray does have some golds. Red says, I have 1 cannon galley, and I hope it's enough. Salatnor tells them to convert Orange's Fatoria. That's true. They could have done that. Vader doesn't get redemption. Can you name a pro player or two who you think would be really entertaining at Regicide Rumble 7? Honestly, I want a lot of the players to keep coming back first and foremost. Because every time a player plays in one, they get better at the next. So everyone who played in Regicide Rumble 6, I would love to have them back. Straight up. But Hope, MBL, Lewis, like 3 people from that game were incredible together. I mean, Lewis and MBL were really bad at Diplo, but that was kind of what made it funny, you know? But Hope maybe is the first one that came to mind. Jimbo says, can I have the wood back, please? And Vader says, the wood or the gold? And Jimbo says, bro. Please. Well, Jimbo, say which one you want. Yeah, Margugu back would be amazing. Vader says it's all my gold. I think Vader just thinks this is over. And he's not really going to have anything to try. He does have demos. So he's trying to mass a big thing of demos. And then Teal's got the transports. Salatnor is telling the enemies who should be uniting to kill him to work together. Jimbo is worried that he says, I want wood. Did you give it to Salatnor? And Gray says, I spent it on Navy. Is that true? He did. Yeah, he spent it already. And now gold is being sent to Vader. And he says, are we ready? Where's Red's military right now? Doesn't Red have a lot of military? It's like here. Okay, Red's got some ships moving around. Well, no, that's just one cannon galleon. Even transports are basically 1,700 gold at this point. All right, well, I mean, they got to try. They're maxing out with what they can do. So we give them credit there. It's the situation. It's not necessarily them, right? Gray's king is on the move, but wait. They should wait. He says, let me get my transport here. Yeah, they need to, like, send everything. And honestly, if one person gets the king on the shoreline, especially if yellow brings the navy over, it could actually clear all the navy and most of the towers. And then the next person could follow up. But, I mean, why? It was never going to have a chance at working, but it is kind of disappointing that it took this long for them to get their kings ready to go in transports and whatnot, right? But again, I think they're just completely stuck. We don't realize even how bad it is. Yellow has gone for the blockade method, which means the demos could probably clear out one group. And it's bombard towers and not keeps, so bombard towers could miss the transport. I actually think it's doable. It's doable to land onto the shoreline. To get to the Wonder, I'm not so sure. Because they need 2 successful attempts. Yellow says, if I destroy Wonder, we're going to sit here until tomorrow. Salatnor, if you destroy your Wonder, you are banned from this channel. Yes, yes. He says, and T90 is going to be very frustrated with me. And he is saying this, and he doesn't know I put 100 gifted subs on this. You delete again, bro. I swear, like, if it's Regicide Rumble, we got money on the line, I get it. But sometimes the deletes irk me, you know? I get a little annoyed at times. Okay, where's the king? Okay, Gray's got transports and Huskarls. This can work. This can get to the shoreline. Will Yellow bring the other navy over? Here we go. Let's go. 50 years. Final countdown. Sorry, I'll stop singing. It's way too accurate, and I don't want to get copyright strikes. Yellow should bring the rest of the navy now. These ships are very strong. Yellow's bringing the rest of the navy. Teal, back away, my friend. Back away, back away, back away. Micro or something. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, all right, well, Teal sacrifices himself for Gray's transports. The king is in the one in the back. So maybe Vader can make it. Here we go. Oh, God. The king is dead. The king is dead. It was a good try. I respect the fact that they gave it their all. Unfortunately, their all was not close to enough. Wait, Jimbo also died somewhere in there. Okay, so now it's... Wait, Matthew's alive? Has Matthew been here? I don't even remember Matthew still being in the game, bro. Cracker says you guys deserve that. Hold on, let me check APMs. I'm not seeing any purple in there. Matthew's been at 0 for a long time. So I guess he just went AFK? All right. That's a shame because his king could have maybe been used, but I guess whatever. I'd be very curious what these people would do in a money scenario with Matthew, because he would be getting paid out for second place. But that's not going to happen. Basterman also just died, and I missed it. We have a wonder countdown now. It was not really the most energetic last hour because we had this stalemate scenario, but Salatnor played it very smart. And this is going to be the end. And finally, the wonder victory does happen. Well played to Yellow. Yellow, if you delete this right now, I will actually scream. Please keep that wonder up. And he does. And as he said, you know, people tried to make deals with him. This was his win. It felt like he was very patient with the timings. And it wasn't like he just played defense. He actually had good diplomacy this game. So he had good teammates with Orange. Before the Orange disaster happened, he was teammates with Green. He was teammates with Red. He was teammates with Gray. He was teammates with basically everyone. He also contributed a lot to making that progress against Purple when Purple made that move. And also did delete his wonder as a bit of a bro code or honor code, if you could call it that, earlier in the game as well. I think part of what hurt this game was Orange deleting their own king. Had Orange survived, I think Orange does big things and maybe contributes a lot more. But once Orange was dead and once everyone ran out of wood, it felt like Yellow's position was just simply too strong over here. Well played. I think I'm going to have to tab into the game for the stats. I feel like this isn't accurate. Yeah, so it says that Crackers only has 4 deaths. Obviously, that's not accurate. Let me see if I can get into the actual game real quick. Sorry, my hair is a bit of a mess. There were multiple points where I like put my hands on my head during that. So, all right, so here's the stats. Moo freaking dang got more kills than anyone? What a god, honestly. Moo, the fact that you made it as far into that game as you did, I hope is a silver lining for you. I thought you were toast. That's crazy. He had more kills than anyone, and he had less allies than anyone. Res Collected was probably just awful for him. Still got up to 91,000 gold this game. The trade was key. You could tell Matthew had his game plan. Trade on water, play water, build a wonder in the corner. Salatnor was the same. But I specifically chose this version of the map. I selected a no islands version of Hyper Random. I was like, wow, I didn't know this was an option. Because I really don't like it when people have islands. Because it can turn into a stalemate. And then we got islands. Like, those were islands there. So I have to look through that script and see if that's normal or what. But sorry that it got a little stalematey. Zetnews is actually the creator of Hyper Random in chat, says he'll have to change that. Nah, no worries. I imagine we got super unlucky, right? Like, it's probably 1 out of every 200 or something. But yeah, that was islands right there. That was islands. So, okay, so we're back. Prince gives 10 subs. Thank you, Prince. Wasn't a very smart bet on your part, but I appreciate the love and all that anyways. Lots of memers. Okay. I completely forgot about this one, too. At the start of the game, Basserman tried to talk to one person, and he did the / whisper thing, and it just sent to everyone. I don't know. Like, Twitch has a whisper feature. I don't know if other things have whisper, but that was really funny. No one called him out on that, which is a little disappointing. So, okay. T90, when people use Kami game strats on him, you dare use my own spells against me, Potter. Yeah, only I'm a little bit more salty. We talked about this. I don't play community games because you guys freaking... I know what tricks you're trying to do, and I know you're all trying to kill me. And it gets old very fast. Okay. Moo Dang not having a good time? I kept wanting to make a joke, like, you know, like, dang it, like, Moo Dang it, you know, but I never saw the opportunity. Moo Dang having a good time. I'm still impressed that he killed more than anybody. How? Also, is Moo Dang like a tiny... Is that a hippo? Is Moo Dang the name of a tiny hippo or something? Is... Forgive my ignorance. Is it a specific hippo or is it a type of hippo? I'm guessing that is a name of a specific hippo. But it may also be a type. It's a famous little hippo. Okay. The hippo you just saw. That one. Got it. Specific like Harambe. Let's hope not. Rip Harambe. Okay. Death Vader. I think I forgot something. Matthew. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. Bro. I felt so bad for Moo Dang. I felt so bad. He's like, is anyone going to help me? Apparently, no one gives a crap about a tiny hippo. Name yourself after a big hippo. Maybe they'll be scared of you next time. All right. Vader, you have a whole island of castles. Yeah, and I like it that way. This is the perfect format. I requested this meme in the cast. Because, like, they're all worried about Purple having, like, 10 castles. And they're all bickering and arguing. And Salatnor's like, let's hope that they don't realize that I have 100 towers here. Yeah, and he didn't say a damn thing, right? He stayed silent. That's good. Oh, we haven't used this format before. Matthew being called out on filling a corner with castles. I've done nothing wrong ever in my life. Salatnor. Yeah, Salatnor is very supportive. Very supportive. That's good. I mean, this doesn't need any explanation. All I have to say is I'm very sorry, Sleep. And we've had other people delete their kings before as well. I believe we even had someone... We had a nothing map created named Varian Nothing because he had a history of losing/deleting his king. I don't know if Varian is here right now. He will not like the fact that I remember that. But at least you don't have that reputation yet. Okay. Age of Empires 2 Regicide Defense. So what did you want to show me? Salatnor. Okay. Yeah. Cute. I've seen these before. These are very cute. I wouldn't necessarily... That didn't make me laugh as much. Now, if you could have somehow drew 85 Bombard Towers and like a random cow in there, that'd be 10 out of 10. Because how would you do that with such limited time? Sleep dying in a Kami game. If no one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all of its aspects. Well, he was put to sleep, yes. He was put to sleep. We still have some of my favorites coming. Bro. Is that supposed to be me? It is funny, though, how, like, the Chad filter, which... I know this isn't the premise of the meme, but like the Chad filter lets all sorts of really bad things come through every single day, and it mutes normal conversation. And there's weird, crazy lobby titles, and it just straight up hasn't worked for 5 years. And then, but we got pandas, you know? I think that balances it out, right? If the chat filter doesn't work and toxic things can be said, the panda makes it okay, you know? The panda makes it okay. All right, what do we got next? This is good, especially if you know the Regicide song. It was a genuine mystery. I thought that I had missed it. Someone should make a video about the chat filter. Yeah. Well, I did do so, and I'm hoping that leads to some change because it's freaking annoying. And I feel like it's getting worse. The thing that I didn't say in that video is it seems ever changing on what's allowed and what's not. It's very confusing. Anyways, moving on. I already talked about that too much. Oh, this is good, dude. This is good. This is a really good meme. Also, it's A+ because whatever screenshot you took is super grainy and you can't even read the text. But you had to be there, and if you were there, you know. Ah, that's so good. I love this. Well played. I don't know who made this, but well played. This is accurate. This is me right there. You couldn't see me, but this is what I looked like. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Like, they can't do anything to kill this guy, so we're just gonna wait until it hits 0 now. How many more do we have now? We got one more. And then look at all these castles I built for you, my people. These will help us greatly in the end game, right? In the end game, right? Yeah. Sorry, Orange. Kind of got blindsided by that one because we had moved on from your narrative, but there was no late game. Also, what is this? Where did you get this from? That looks like Age of Empires. Has anyone ever seen that before? I've actually seen this. I don't know. Maybe there's like an icon or something. That's Fortnite of Empires? Yeah, I don't know. It looks like someone made like a younger version of an Age of Empires king. Before he gained all that weight, you know? And lost some height. Before his spine compressed. Anyways. GG. Eel Evans has him actually offended the transport ship meme didn't make it in. I'm sorry. I didn't have meme reviewers feeding me memes. I'm sure it was a fantastic meme. And I know you guys take your memes very seriously. But there was like 50 of them. And we have to move on to do another game. So if I missed your meme, it's just because your meme would have been so good and so funny that it would have made everyone else's look bad. So just take that compliment and run with it. Anyways, I will be back, guys. A couple minutes, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes, actually. And then we'll do another game, at least. If the game's that long, it might just be one. We'll see. Wait. Dux is saying the meme was good. Okay, where was it? If Duck says in all caps it was good, I go back. There's a lot of memes here. Oh, wait. I actually forgot one. This meme is also really good. This meme was incredible. And I skipped it. It was on my list, but I'd gone to the second tab. This is so good, bro. Because Vader was in math class when he entered to get into the community game, and he had to like wait till class ended to start. So he's in the game, entering, like loading into the lobby, and prepping for the community game. That was so good. Okay, apparently we got to look at the other one now. Did Duck send it? Duck sent it. Thank you, Ducks. Okay. Here we go. Last meme. Then we'll take my break. Get some caffeine. So sick of this lazy army not pulling its weight. I hereby declare all military not currently in battle shall be put to death. That's really good, actually. He's like, the king's like trying to step off the ship. He's like, I'll have time. I'll have time before people hear my royal decree. He's like stepping foot off the ship onto the shore. Like, no, you know, that's good. That's good. Okay. That's the end of the memes. I'll be right back. Thank you, everybody, again.